Welcome everybody. I'm Barry White Hansen, and this is my co-host Winston. Oh, on this side, Winston Hodges.
Yeah.
And we've got some very special guests today. Right below us, we have Brett, or TheFoxBride on Twitch, responsible for the Whispers of Oxenfurt podcast, which is a Witcher lore podcast. Also a member of Team Aratuza. He, gets them hip to all the lore there. A coach, and can also eat large quantities of chicken nuggets.
Ooh.
So
yeah, that was a night.
That's awesome.
And Winston, who did you bring with you today?
Oh my God, I bought a really good friend of mine, stand-up comedian from Virginia, loves gaming, does shows all over. Good friend of mine, very funny, Mr. Jake Snyder. Ooh.
Hello.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's going on, people out there in internet land?
Hell
I'm just gonna warn you all up front. If I start like bombing, I'm just gonna start playing DMCA songs on here, so the whole stream gets taken down.
It gets banned.
That's awesome. Yes.
Yeah, speaking of DMCA, that's been an ongoing thing in Twitch recently, where people are getting not only full streams taken down, but 5 years worth of clips all over
That-
DMCA.
Is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a nightmare.
And Twitch's essential response to it was, just delete more stuff, basically.
So like what, like you would, if you used a song you were not supposed to use once on a video, they would just erase your entire library?
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, like how YouTube worked it is you lost the monetization on it, whereas Twitch originally had it where it would just mute that section of your video that
Yeah.
had the copywritten song. Well, now, since that didn't get muted in the clips, record companies are sending the algorithms that they were sending through the VODs to the clips because it's not deleted, and people are getting their channels banned over a clip from 5 years ago with like Gangnam Style on it or something.
Ugh, that's brutal.
So so DMCA, we will not be playing Freebird on this podcast.
Yeah, I thought you were talking. I didn't know what y'all were talking about. I was like, is there a new Devil May Cry coming out?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I was like, yeah, does that stand for Afterlife? I'm down. DMCA? Ooh, which Dante are we getting?
So speaking of new
think you
games, we got
get-
Cyberpunk coming out next month. Do we think it's going to live up to the hype? Do we not think it's going to live up to the
I
hype?
think Brett was going to say something.
I
You
think
cut
Brett
him
was
off.
gonna say something.
Go
Your
ahead,
guest was
go
going to
ahead.
say something. You're like, Brett, if
Yeah.
he can actually go
Is this the- yeah, is this-
himself.
No, just to hit on the DMCA thing, I think you get like 3 strikes and then you get like perma banned, but it also definitely hits the more popular streamers because I don't care, like no matter what I'm playing, I have to play like music and regular music, otherwise I just kind of get bored of what it is. Like it's usually either like a card game or even like just like
Okay.
Witcher 3 was last night, and I'll just play. I play the regular stuff mainly because like last night I had like 30 people at the most in it, and that's like a lot for me without getting like a host or anything like that. Most of the time it's a dozen or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they're never gonna hit me. Like I haven't been hit yet, no matter how long streaming for. So to me, it's almost if I get hit with a DMCA, that's this is getting kind of noticeable. I think like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
And Barry White, 3 strikes. That's a sports reference. I don't know if you.
That's baseball, Barry.
I don't know if you knew that, Barry.
I like how you squeaked that in there.
Yeah.
Had to be like, didn't want you to be lost in the conversation
And
about.
that's one thing I think.
In
that they
bowling,
don't-
3 strikes is good.
It's a turkey.
Yeah,
Just trying to get the lowest score, guys.
yeah, trying to think. Yeah.
But to touch on that, you were mentioning like card games and stuff like that. It's having music is incredibly important with games like that because you're waiting on the other person to take their turn a lot of times, and sometimes people aren't being talkative in chat, and you run out of stuff to say, and just having like something playing in the background occasionally helps. So, completely erasing music entirely from streams it's like a lot of streamers are pissed about it because they have no way to actually like, it's like, well, what do I play? Do I play elevator music? This royalty-free shit just sounds like elevator music, basically.
Although silver lining though, like there's a whole bunch of streamers on Twitch that just go out to like they do vlogs. They just go out in the world with a webcam and live stream them walking down the street, and they'll be just in restaurants talking. They say, "This is how my day was today," and they're having a song in the background, and their whole stream get taken down because of a song in the background. So if there's a positive note, it's that take down more of those streams.
Yeah, no more IRL streams.
I think it also hit on games like GTA 5, also like the radio.
Yeah,
I think that hit
they
some
were getting
people
struck
on it
down
also.
for that.
That's
too.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's so. I don't know. Whatever. I'm impressed with anyone that can play games and talk at the same time. I people don't understand like how difficult that is to do. Because I'm very much someone. The moment I start talking, I am no longer good at the game. And if people are talking to me, I'm screaming, "Shut up!" I am trying to play this.
Well, you can.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, you can do it even more like me and drink while you do it, and then
there you go.
every stream just delves into me just drinking, and then being like, okay, well, this here trying to do 3 things at once. But that's also why I have my fiance on, because that's the thing to me is when you do it with somebody or you're co-streaming with somebody, that's 10 times easier because you can play off of them. Mm-hmm. It's the people that are just there by themselves that can really do it. That to me is just incredibly.
Yeah, what are they even doing? Like, you're just hours of talking to themselves while doing things in Fortnite that I'm just like, this shouldn't even be like, what is happening? Like this, you would not be fun to play with because I hate that game. And like watching people be really good at it while like being able to talk about everything, it's just like, yeah, this person deserves money. This is like throw money at them. It's like, can't.
And just watching someone like break like Super Mario Odyssey while talking casually. It seems like they're throwing the hat with a second controller, but they're talking about how their cat is. That's like a juggling act to me. I don't know how people do that.
Yeah, it's magic, dude.
Well, and then if you delve deep enough into Twitch, there's like people like Rocky No Hands that are paralyzed from the neck down and are playing with like a mouth controller. And I've seen like crazy stuff like that to where it's like, not only are they talking to you, but they're playing with a completely different way of playing. There's another guy that only has one arm and plays with a PlayStation controller in his chin and stuff. Like, I've seen crazy stuff like that.
Wow, man.
It's talent.
That's crazy. No arms. Paralyzed from the neck down. Playing.
How shitty would it be if there's some guy with arms just master like the mouth controller and just beat him like in a game of like Marvel vs. Capcom.
This is a jerk that's just like, yeah, I'm learning how to play the mouth DualShock.
So everyone's gonna think I'm the coolest.
Yeah.
I beat the guy with no arms.
I'll beat you at your own game, Rocky No Hands. That's crazy. Yeah, I know.
That sounds like something Dark Side Phil would do.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we've got Cyberpunk coming out. Do we think it's gonna live up to the hype, or because I feel like it's gotten pushed back 3 or 4 times?
No.
Like,
that'd be funny if it canceled due to lack of interest. I think that'd be hilarious. Stop giving a shit.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so we don't want this anymore. Sorry.
We were invested, but did you see the newest Minecraft snapshot? We wanted to get invested in that now.
Yeah, for real. I think it'll be good. I'm also not as hyped about it as everybody else is, so I'm not gonna be disappointed. When I heard it was coming out, I'm like, that'll be cool. I'll check back in 7 years.
Yeah.
When it's actually the same thing about a certain Half-Life game, and I'm still sitting here just waiting up on that shit.
Which, speaking on that, they put out a new Half-Life game, but they made it in VR. So all the people that had been waiting for a sequel, they're like, "Oh, it's a sequel, but you gotta have VR." Sorry, guys.
It's whack.
I mean, it's not really a sequel, though. It's just like Alex's side of view, and then it has some weird teaser about the end. It's like, "Oh, we're gonna put a Half-Life 3 for real this time." It's like, you're not gonna fall for your shit again, Valve. Lifting a cliffhanger on the last one, like that shit's gonna work.
Yeah. Well, I think
dead
it's gonna
daddy
be a
of the
good
count for
open
Valve.
world game.
Give me details, Gabe Newell. I want to know more about that dead dad.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be fun. But just from what I've seen of it, I'm just like, yeah, this is a game that's gonna have some game-breaking bugs in it that are gonna infuriate people at launch. Like I can just tell, right? I'm looking at it, I'm just like, this is gonna be awesome, and it's gonna have like a game-breaking bug where it's like the opening cutscene. If you press the wrong button, like you press start, it deletes your save. Like,
I didn't think it was possible for lasers to ragdoll, but now we know.
Dude, that's what I'm the most interested in. Is they've pushed it back. Was it twice this year? It's supposed to come out in April, then they pushed it back, and then they pushed it back to this last one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing is, and we can go down this rabbit hole, so I'll just throw gas on this fire. So the people who the game design, God damn it, I can't think, the company, Jesus. I know it's Set a Project Red, whatever you call that. The publisher, is that what they are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Publisher, they do all the Witcher shit. So obviously being so involved in everything with Witcher, I can't avoid goddamn Cyberpunk. Like, I've had to mute it on Twitter. I've had to block it just because even with all of that, I still get all that information. Like I still get it because it's just an overload. And so you see a lot of with them, what you can call like a circle jerk of it, where some people are going to be like, Set a Project can do no wrong. Whatever comes out, people will lap it up. They're going to bag on the other companies and they're going to be good. So you have that aspect. But to me, that's what it is. Like they're notorious for bugs in their games. Like The Witcher 3 had a just monstrous amount of bugs, but it was a fun game and everyone was like, okay, we're used to Skyrim, we're used to Bethesda and all that of them doing it. So to me, I'm curious to see how polished that is on the first day. And then, like you said there, if there are game-breaking bugs, like how are people going to respond to that?
Yeah.
I hope it's like Tony, that Tony Hawk game that comes out and it's got like there's like no game. There's no game on the disc. You basically put the disc in and they're like, here's your 190 gigabyte update that barely makes this playable. Yeah, dude.
Oh God.
Oh, dude, that would be radical. That would make me laugh so hard. Oh my God. I remember because I got that game, that Tony Hawk when it came out, and I was like, cool. And I put it in. And it said that, and I was just like, oh, I'm just never gonna play this game. I immediately took it out and put a game I'd already been playing in. I was like, yeah, that's
next year.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brad. It's like it's gonna be interesting because I agree. People that like love their stuff love it, and it is got a similar Bethesda feel to me of where it's like, is it going to be good in spite of the bugs, or with the pushbacks, is there going to be some game-breaking stuff that's like impossible to ignore that makes it so that the game is virtually unplayable? I'm always curious when games are like this massive and have this wide of scope of like what is actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing
I mean, it looks
sick.
Yeah.
But one thing that makes me nervous is the fact that they've hyped the features of this game so much that I feel like that's getting people's hopes up so much. Like you can make a 40-inch dick, and you can, you could be non-binary, and like, yeah, there's like all these factors that they're hyping up. Like, I
hope that's the only thing that doesn't make it in. Is they're like, sorry, you still got to be a guy or a girl.
Yeah,
we couldn't fit it in. We got everything else in, but sorry. Gender's not a spectrum in this game.
We tried.
I was gonna say, there's no way they're gonna No Man's Sky us, right?
Yeah. No Man's Sky is a prime example of that, where they hyped all these features and nothing was in the game. Like,
yeah, I don't think they'll do that.
Yes, that's one thing that always makes me nervous about games like that. They get so overhyped. Mass Effect Andromeda is a prime example. Everybody was like hyped about that, and that game was terrible.
I've not played any of those.
Like Wallace and Gromit.
I'm not a Mass Effect guy. It didn't look good at all to me, and I knew a dude in college who loved it, and he was annoying as shit. So I was like, I'm not. I'm not playing this game. You can have sex with anybody. I was like, go kill yourself, dude. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about this. Go upstairs and watch Sliders in your room. Try to tell me.
Sliders is just minding its business in the corner, and you just take a shot at it right there.
Hey man, that's accurate to that guy. He's watching Sliders all the time and talking about Mass Effect, and so those are linked. The Venn diagram of people I know that are obsessed with both of those things.
Didn't want to take aim at Firefly.
As a circle. No, dude, that's Firefly had the good sense to only have one season. In a movie.
Good sense? I don't think it shows that.
Good sense, buddy.
Yeah, all the Fox executives had the good sense to cancel it while it was still hot.
Yeah, dude, it's like.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe a movie, but not a lot of people are gonna watch it though. But that's it.
Not many watched that movie either.
No.
They turned them into novels. There's like 4 expansion novels. I saw them in the Barnes & Noble.
Yes, that involves reading. And
I saw it, and my first thought was like, man, it'd be cool if they turned these into a movie.
Yeah, you fucking dorks won't watch the show. Go read something.
Yeah, go read a book.
Go read a book, nerd.
Oh man, yeah, dude, Mass Effect sucks. I'll say that on here.
So I guess Winston is not excited about the Mass Effect remake.
I don't care. I don't care, man. If you like that, cool. It just never. Every time it was like explained to me, I was just like, yeah, I don't think I would have a good time playing that game.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've learned about BioWare is they really like having the element in their game of you can have sex with everybody. Like Dragon Age is like that too. It's just like, you want to fuck an orc? You can fuck an orc.
I have to look it up. I think there's literally one BioWare game I've ever liked.
Knights of the Old Republic?
KOTOR was pretty good, but there's one BioWare game that I played all the way through and didn't get bored doing. And it's not KOTOR. I think it's I'm looking up right now because I think I got the name.
I was gonna say it's so good you can't remember it.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. Well, it's Jade Empire, and I didn't want to say a random Asian thing and just get canceled because I was like, that Golden Sushi Panda game that they released for the original Xbox is really good, right, guys? No, Jade Empire is the only only BioWare game I've ever beaten, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. But it's also like martial arts movies. So I was like, this hits me right in my happy place.
Well, speaking of martial arts, and we were talking about sports pre this podcast starting, Jake Paul wins his fight last night. One punch. Didn't see that one coming.
He knocked out Nate Robinson.
One hit.
Like,
How tall is Jake Paul?
that is a good question.
He's like
he's
Winston's
pretty
height,
tall,
like...
isn't he? I thought he's not over 6 foot.
We're gonna find out right now.
Because Nate Robinson is what? Nate Robinson's like 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, he's a short dude.
Yeah.
How tall is Jake? Jake Paul's 6 feet tall.
Okay.
And I'm gonna double check Nate Robinson.
So he's
Nate Robinson's 5'8". So he had like
5'8". Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was shorter.
Which in the NBA, you look like you're 4'2" if you're 5'8" and running around. They're also probably lying on that number. I always felt like that's like he's probably actually 5'6", and he's like
probably yeah. And normally people who put their 6 foot tall are actually like 5'10", 5'11". So
yeah,
they're both probably a little bit. Yeah, it's all basketball height. It's a little bit lower than what it is.
Well, yeah, I'm just curious what his reach is. Like in a boxing match, what is Nate Robinson's reach compared to a 6 foot Jake Paul?
Yeah,
I would think he would have a pretty good length, just again to be that short and to be able to play. Good length or wingspan, use a correct term.
Yeah, I just wish
for
basketball. More in the girth of the punch,
not boxing.
really.
Yeah, I just wish Jake Paul had fought Mike Tyson.
That would have been sick.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, because they're on the same bill. I mean, you might as well.
That would be radical, dude. If that's like, sorry, Nate Robinson dropped out, so now Jake Paul's fist fighting Iron Mike Tyson.
Suddenly, the boxing match becomes a snuff film.
That would be awesome.
That would be sick.
Just a violent knockout of Jake Paul. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those guys at all. That is Jake and Logan and whatever those.
Oh, me neither, but I just thought it was hilarious. Like, I did not think he was going to win.
Were they Vine guys? Is that where they started?
I think they started in Vine and then transitioned to YouTube, and YouTube's kind of where they've really...
Who's the guy that desecrates Japanese corpses for fun?
That's his
Logan
brother.
Paul.
Oh,
Logan
okay.
Paul.
That's the only time I'd ever heard of them. And then random kids will talk about them. And I'm like, no, I will not know any more about these people. Y'all need to talk about something else. Talk about drugs or anything other than these kids.
Yeah,
or those guys. They're not kids.
Yeah, they're the reason, like, that whole crew that they ran with or whatever was the reason I was like, I'm not getting on Vine. It's like, I'm not being a part of
I
this.
can't do this.
Yeah, this is awful.
Yeah. I think I was too old for Vine at like 26 whenever that came out.
Yeah, dude, I was like 22 and I was like, this is enough.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's back when like I was actually on Facebook and like Facebook was a thing. And it's like, well, now I'm too young for Facebook. That went like over the top quickly.
It did. Yeah, man, there's
Facebook's now just all the memes you see posted in front of janitors' doors and like office cubicles. It's just now on the front page of every single thing you see on Facebook.
It's just boomer memes.
Yeah,
memes, yeah.
It's a giant fridge book, dude. It's just fucking fridge book. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I just remember Vine and like seeing Logan and Jake Paul and like watching a 6-second video being like, this is too much.
Yeah.
Like, this is too much Jake and Logan Paul for me. Yeah, it's pretty disappointing he knocked out Nate Robinson. I like Nate Robinson.
It's like watching Glass Joe punch you out in like a punch out.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Does he not actually box?
No, he does. He actually trains and stuff. That's kind of
Okay.
the
Oh shit.
like he's
That's
taking it seriously, which is funny, but he weighed in with a troll wig on, so I don't know.
Well, apparently the knockout was, I didn't watch it, but apparently the knockout was not pretty at all.
No, that's another thing that, again, I had no idea that was going on, and it comes across like what's trending. And I clicked on it, and no, it was, I mean, he was like totally knocked out, limp to the floor, like, damn, he got murdered. And then like Snoop Dogg's commentary was like the absolute funniest thing about it, because he did commentary, I guess, for both fights. And I'm like, that might have been worth listening to or watching just for him.
Just a sentence, just Snoop Dogg's comments on the fight is enough for me to sell it.
Okay, chat has what's up, Mipsy? Stated they were on the Disney Channel, so they're Disney Channel people.
They're Disney. That's where they started.
Well,
apparently,
Jake Paul got his start on
it.
Disney.
Were they on Wizards of Waverly Place?
They were on one of like the generic-y kind of Mickey Mouse Club shows where they just sing songs about the kitchen table and stuff. Like,
all right, I'm looking it up because I'm checking that, because if they were on it as adults. They were not on it as kids.
No, they were like they were like 14, 15. Jake Paul, Disney Channel. Yeah,
I'm gonna check that out. That's
14, 15 still adults for all of like the general Disney show.
Early life and career.
Yeah, the only Disney I know is that Wizards of Waverly Place, because they mentioned it on a Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I was like, oh, that must be a Disney thing.
All right. So he
was on
Dirk Man on Bizarrevark for
in 2016.
Hold up, Barry. What did you just say? On what?
Bizarrevark was the name of the show.
He was 19 on it, and Vine was before that. Vine was before that. That was 2016.
Okay.
So either way,
okay, I'm gonna be obsessed with Bizarrevark now.
Ooh, is that on Disney Plus?
I bet it is.
And nobody spoil Bizarrevark.
That dude's only 23. Good lord.
Yeah.
So he's listed at 6'1". Hold up, scroll down there. Did it have his reach on there?
Reach 76 inches.
Okay, so 76. That's a pretty solid reach. And it has him at 6'1". Yeah.
2 wins by KO, so he's never lost a match. He's undefeated.
So that's a reach of 6'4". Okay, so he's got my reach. That's about all right. Well, that's about my reach there, and about my height. So okay, well, I'm gonna go fight Jake Paul.
Yeah,
we have similar height and similar reach. I've got 1 inch on him and about the same reach. So
that would be awesome, dude.
There we go. Well, he would kick my ass. You kidding me?
See, I want him to like.
He's 23 and trained.
I want him to keep doing well, and I want him to keep beating these other people that aren't trained. And I want him to upwardly fail into a big time fight and get the shit kicked out of him by somebody that's been training forever.
If people think they can fight, so we got this thing called a mirror, like that workout thing you put on the wall and you can do classes on. Yeah. And I did some of the boxing classes just because it's good for like joints and all that. And the first one I did, holy shit, was it embarrassing. And like I've, played sports my whole life, done all that, but I'm doing this like boxing in front of a mirror. And I'm like, if anybody saw me, I would just die. Embarrassment. It was, I mean, you get it down, but this guy, he's obviously like a boxer doing it. And, it's same thing with like swinging like a baseball bat. If you don't know how to do it, it's generally all upper body. You don't use your lower body. And that's the same with punching. If you don't use your lower body, you're just like flailing
your arms around like.
And I was like, okay, note to self: do not get into a fight with anybody until you do about 10 of these classes.
Don't fight anyone ever.
Don't fight anybody, or go up and like grab him and go to the floor quickly.
Oh my god. Yeah, not a fan of those guys. Oh man, but good for him for being good at boxing, I guess. Whatever keeps him.
Well, congratulations on beating a 5'8" basketball player.
A 36-year-old.
36-year-old 5'8" basketball player. Good
who
job.
definitely did not train at all for this.
We've been looking at different things. I'm upset that Advardvark, what the fuck his name is?
Advardvark.
Okay, look, Advardvark is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
an absurd name.
Yeah, it's Bizardvark. Get the pun correct. It's a bizarre.
I don't need this new shit. I'll go back to Bear in a Big Blue House. That's all I need.
All right, so the premise of Bizardvark is literally, it's about two girls that get famous on YouTube. Like they can't even act.
Do they happen to have one cup?
Dude, I'm on board. Sorry.
Oh no. Ooh.
Let's do it. Oh baby.
I can't wait to see that disclaimer on Disney Plus.
One cup.
Dude, two girls, one. Oh my god. That's crazy.
I heard that song playing in a restaurant one time, and I was eating like something like, I've lost my appetite now. I can't eat any more of this.
This was the wrong time to be eating chocolate mousse.
Yeah, it did ruin soft serve for a minute. The first time I saw it. But there's like a whole group of videos that fall in that family. The two girls, one cup, and then there's like 15 other ones that you can.
Yeah, you just go down that
like
rabbit
this,
hole.
Maybe you should watch Cup Girl.
Yeah, yeah, it's like
Lemon Party.
Yeah, Lemon Party.
Blue Waffle.
Yeah, one guy, one.
We're old.
What's the pickle?
Hands.
One guy, one jar. The pickle jar guy.
God.
That guy died.
Pain Olympics.
Yeah. I never watched BME Pain Olympics.
Oh yeah, I could.
Hey, was this on the topics that y'all had?
No, it wasn't.
Not, but
yeah, I know.
We actually
straight in the gutter.
It says Brett specific questions.
Whoa, I've been had. I flew too close to the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. Really a Chris moment for you. Oh man. No, we did the Jake Paul. That was I think that was it. We managed to get to two
girls one cup.
to get to BME Pain Olympics.
Disney, why did you do that to us?
Yeah. Why?
So we've been quarantined here for like what? Since March. And I feel like everybody's made that one splurge and bought something incredibly ridiculous or just something like, because you're like, fuck it, man, I'm bored. What has y'all's random splurge been?
Mail order bride.
I fucking knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, mine's been more like small splurges throughout the entire thing.
Yeah,
like getting extra food that I don't need, like ordering out to eat when I have food at home, deciding that I'm going to eat an entire pie. Like it's those type of small things. And then Black Friday shopping, I spent way too much money on clothes and games and stuff that I do not need at all.
Yeah,
that's mine.
I guess mine would be a house, but
that
was yeah. Well, that's
awesome.
what I did back in June. We was like, hey, you know what I'll do? I'll quit my job without having another one lined up, and I'll buy a house at the same time during a pandemic.
That's awesome.
That was called stress. But no, I would say definitely DoorDash. I never used that before the pandemic, and if there's anything I've ever been addicted to, It is DoorDash.
Having food delivered to
Oh
your
my God,
new
like-
house that you bought.
Oh my God. Like you said there's tons of food in there, but I'm like, I don't want to spend 5 minutes making it. I'll just order. And I live right near this like shopping center. It's like half a mile away.
You could easily go.
So everything, well, no, and everything ordered gets here in like 15 or 20 minutes.
That's perfect. That's amazing.
But that is without question.
Yeah, I like that you
spent too
bought
much
a house, because in my mind you bought a house because you're like, I'm not quarantining in this old house. I need a new house.
That's the thing is, it was a one bedroom, one bath apartment with my fiance and she tested positive around that time. And so we like legit quarantined in that one bedroom, one bath apartment for like 16 days. And so, yeah, that was,
we need a fucking house.
that was like a breakdown about to have on all fronts.
That's
because it was the house, the job, and all that. Like there was literally multiple times that I just would like rant and rave and be like, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna go run for about 2 hours. I'm gonna go shining on somebody in here.
Yeah, that's crazy. 16 days. That is fucking.
Yeah.
Why is Brett swinging those swords around in the hallway?
Yeah. Wait, are you supposed to be sharpening those?
Yeah. Yeah, man. There's swords back there. Hell yeah, dude.
In the helmet.
Helmet's pretty rad too. Are those all your swords, or how many swords do you have?
No, that's it. I only have 3.
Okay.
But yeah, history. So the one, it's Edward III, the Black Prince, is the left. It's like a peasant crusade sword in the middle, and then Richard the Lionheart, Richard I on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all literally like 20 years old. I got them like college, and I think my brother got one of them. But it's like, I don't know. When you study history, I guess you surround yourself with it, and you're a big fucking dork. So yeah.
No, dude. Yeah, dude. Sword guy. I like it.
I'm sword guy.
I literally was just like, in my mind, I was just like, oh yeah, this must be from The Witcher.
No. Yeah. There you go. I'm a nerd, not a dork.
Yeah, I was like, okay, he's the Witcher guy. That makes sense.
Sir, those are real swords.
These have historical context, these swords. Actually.
Yeah, man. I actually don't have anything like that. I don't like Witcher based. I just have the books. No, I guess I don't.
Okay.
I guess I'm a poser.
Wow, dude. You just got outed on this
Yeah.
breaking
It was
news.
all a lie.
The book podcast, the game podcast, the show podcast, it's all for naught.
Yeah.
I've been exposed.
Are they 3 separate ones, or do you do like a Witcher one and you just you want to cover all 3 at the same thing?
There's a book one that I do by myself that I did a little bit with the show with my fiance. There's a games one with a group that we cover the show and the games. And then I've got one that's like with the esports team with the Gwent.
Okay.
So I've got every single thing
That's awesome.
covered. So
That's
it's a bit too much. Like most things, I bite off more than I can chew. And,
That
a lot of
rules.
unfinished shit.
Now, were you a books
That's awesome,
guy
man.
or a video game guy when you got started in Witcher? Was it the books first or the video games first?
The game first. The game got me into like that, and then like Game of Thrones, and then I read the Game of Thrones books with the show, and then read the books with The Witcher. So that kind of got me into both of those mainly. So yeah, it was games when playing it, and then going back and seeing it. So yeah, and then the show obviously, is bringing a lot of people in that way. Have any of y'all seen the show?
Yeah, I've watched the show.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
I
have.
liked it.
Okay.
What'd you think of it?
I really liked it.
Okay. So the funny thing about it is, judging by what y'all have said, I'm going to be the person that probably likes it the least.
Yeah, really? I just thought I like Henry Cavill a lot.
Yeah.
And I think he looks good in it. I don't know. I was nervous that it was like he was going to be absolute shit in it, and I just kind of enjoyed it. And I don't know. It like hit the things I like in like a high fantasy TV show. It hit it like right in my good spot. And I thought the only real like entrance into it I had before that is I've never read the books, but I did play The Witcher 3, and I thought that was a really cool game. And then I was like, this would be a cool show. And then when they released the show, I was like, yeah, I'll watch this. This is pretty dope. Why do you think that you would like it less than us? What about it angers you and makes you want to take your swords and chop?
Nah, I don't like. I'm too old to get like angered at stuff like that. Like I really don't. I left that in my 20s when I cared about. So it's too much shit to get angry about. Like I'm just like, whatever, man. I'll just say something and be like, okay, do I care that much? No, I don't. It just a lot of themes. Like I'm not comparing it to it. It's their adaptation. It's fine. It's their version of like fan fiction. Cita Projekt has their version of fan fiction with the games. That's fine. I can enjoy the books on their own. It's just a lot of themes from it I think they've missed out on. Like there's trivial things like Henry Cavill's great. I'm glad he got a ton of people to watch it. But like Geralt in the books is whatnot. He's this mutant that he's not a yoked out 6'2", like, muscle bound freak that Henry Cavill is. And so it's just little stuff like that. Like Henry Cavill's very good.
Who would you have cast?
I don't know. Like
there's no dream casting? Got no dream?
We actually had one about that, but I don't think we did Geralt. We did characters like coming up. Whatever. With a show like that, it's the same thing like with Game of Thrones. I didn't know who any of those people generally were, but now I see them. I'm like, wow, I couldn't have thought of anybody else. And I thought the casting was great for the show. And I thought he was great in the fact that he brought people into it. Like, I get it. If
you got my mom to watch it.
Oh, yeah, no question. Like, he got a ton of people to watch it. I understand it. That's fine. Like, he's literally fucking Superman, or he was Superman. I don't know. I guess he still is.
I think he is, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. In that sense. But I thought that was good. But it's just other qualms. I'm not like one of those purists that's just, this show, but whatever. It is what it is. I can like it on its own. Your least favorite
of the three things, all right? Of the books, the games, and the show, would you say it's your least favorite of the three?
Yeah, probably. I mean, the games had a lot of issues with it too, but actually just replaying it, they did a lot. Yeah, the games, I don't know. It's one of those. You can nitpick kind of anything. But I do have faith though that they've learned a lot from what it is. And I think it'll be fine. I just hope they, I don't know. Like I said, I think about it, then I'm like, whatever, they can do whatever.
Yeah. I think
so much of what I have now is just I'll care about something so much, then I talk it out, then I'm like, whatever, man.
That's a good place. That's a good place to be, though.
Yeah, like it's like the dude from Lebowski. It's just, yeah, man, like fuck it.
It's dude. It helped me so much when I hit 30 and was just finally able to be like, yeah, this just isn't for me. And it's just like it is so freeing. I left so much anger in my 20s towards.
Well, are y'all any of y'all Star Wars guys?
I'm a big Star Wars guy.
I like Star Wars, but not.
I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't read the books or anything. So.
Okay, because I'm noticing that's a big thing now. It's coming back with like Mandalorian, and I'm seeing a ton of like the Star Wars purists always come out, and like that's one of those things which just I'll step back from, and now you're seeing it with like, oh, Mandalorian. The Star Wars purists are just like, man, this is how to do it, blah, blah, blah. And then like a big thing trending a couple days ago was the prequels. And then people are getting into that. And I stepped foot in it by commenting. And I was like, Brett, you moron. Why are you poking that hornet's nest? And then just watching it. So I didn't know if y'all were like Star Wars people, of what y'all thought of, I don't know, Mandalorian, or if that was, pure to what it is. But it sounds like nobody's really that invested.
I was a big reader of the expanded universe books, and there's a lot of like stuff that they're kind of touching on, which I think is cool.
Have you read Heir to the Empire?
I have not read it. I have it. I have not read it. I read a lot of the they had these Tales books where it was basically following side characters in the universe, but you learn more about the overall universe through these side characters and stuff. A lot of Mandalorian stuff was brought up in those because there was like a 3-book Boba Fett series that I read and stuff, and a lot of that is coming up in this now. And so I like that aspect of it. But yeah, the purists kind of get annoying because they'll be like, there was this one kid's pop-out book where, Darth Vader said this, and, and that shit's annoying.
I respected so much, and I think it was the funniest thing ever when that fucking lady came out. She's like, none of the books are canon.
No, it was everything. It was everything. It was all the games, the books are like, none of this is canon, and everyone just...
I loved it.
No,
It's like,
they just all died.
they're like, argue about this, nerds. I
They'd be
love The Mandalorian.
What is canon? Is it Knights of the Old Republic, the Expanded Universe? No, you fucking dorks. None of it is.
None of it. The only way it could have been better if she was like, none of this is real.
These are space wizards with laser swords.
Yeah.
And I say that from someone who, again, has a lot of my
has
brand
literal swords.
in a yes. Hey, again, those are real. God damn it. That's my real studying. Yeah. Again, that's someone who has a lot in a fantasy universe. I feel comfortable calling people who obsess about it and make their personality like this fantasy thing. I'm like, don't make your personality
I agree.
something that's not like real in that sense. You can like it, but create something out of it. Don't make your personality a fandom.
Yeah, don't be the Star Wars guy.
Well, it reminds me of something Chris Allen said, where he said if your personality is solely based around one thing, no matter what it is, it makes you a boring person. Like if that's what your whole personality is based around.
Unless it's helping the poor and less fortunate.
There you go.
Boring.
Good save. Good save.
Oh, look at this boring motherfucker. What does he do? Oh, he feeds the poor and clothes them. Oh, what a fucking boring motherfucker.
Yeah, I thought Mandalorian's great. I like Star Wars and that like I grew up watching it and stuff, but I didn't get into expanded universe stuff. I play the games because I think it's cool. But Mandalorian is like it's the first thing since I was a child that like I'm excited about Star Wars. Like I was excited when the new season started coming out, and when it came out last year, I was excited to like go into work the week after and like talk to my coworkers who were also watching it. Like it's fun. I think it's cool. But anytime I see anyone complaining about it, I'm just like, I can't handle. I just move on.
Imagine like having like your entire personality based on Star Wars, and it's so fragile that the introduction of Baby Yoda is enough to like break it down to its core.
Just ruin it.
You're just crying in a fetal position in your room. Why, Baby Yoda? Why?
I always like when people are like, they ruined my childhood. It's like, dude, they're ruining your adulthood.
Yeah.
It's Baby Yoda. That's not Yoda. That is just like the same species as Yoda. Quit calling it Yoda. Oh, hell, dude. What the fuck?
Are we not spoiling any of this? Or we?
No, I have not seen the last 2 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So
Jar Jar Binks kills Baby Yoda.
But you can spoil it because I don't care. I'm not someone that a spoiler will ruin my life.
I'm literally watching it right after this. So.
I was gonna say Barry's over there like, well, hold on. Speak for yourself.
Maybe you should have thought about that before you posed the question, Barry White.
Okay, so I won't spoil anything from the latest episode, but everybody was excited about Redacted, but I was excited and was like, hey, when Michael Biehn was in it. Do y'all know who that is?
Yeah.
Do y'all know who Michael Biehn is?
Yeah.
No.
What's he in it? I haven't seen any of the second season. I stopped watching after Bill Burr showed up in the first season. Like, that's all I need. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw Bill Burr. Like, that's all I need.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude.
Okay. Michael Biehn was the Terminator.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was Johnny Ringo in Tombstone.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen that guy in forever, and he's in the latest episode, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm so much more excited for this random, 60-something character actor.
Oh, cool.
He was also the the inspiration of like the Metal Gear cover, like the original like Metal Gear.
Oh, I didn't know
it looks
that.
just like him. Was his name Kyle something in Terminator?
Yeah, Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese. Yeah. If you look at the NES like Metal Gear, it looks just fucking like him. From like the Kyle Reese. And so I was super excited to see him. And
okay.
Guess I'll nerd out on actors from the 80s and 90s that I haven't seen in forever.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's I like Mandalorian. I'm gonna watch those 2 episodes soon.
So here's a question for the comics. Quarantine shows, how have they been? Zoom and then the live ones you guys have done so far.
Oh, live is typically a lot better, although some of them have been strange. Now that it's getting colder, there's no outdoor shows. Like the few indoor shows that happening still, it's like not exactly keeping up with regulations, so you feel very strange being there, like the only one with a mask on. He's like,
you feel like a piece of shit and like you're not doing anything because everybody, no one else cares.
I shouldn't be here. Makes you feel like a horrible human being. Yeah. But then again, that's still way better than most Zoom shows.
Yeah, I will say the Zoom shows have been good for networking, and there's like some aspects of it that are good, but it's not the same or anything like that. And it's been a good distraction. Like Jake, I'll do some with Jake and like a few other comics, and we'll just be in Facebook Messenger shit talking what's going on while these Zoom shows are going, and it makes it a lot more bearable. And then the in-person shows are fine, but it's just like it's getting to the point where I almost don't really remember what comedy felt like before. Like it's been so long since I've done a packed show in a small room, like doing a long set where it's just like, yeah, it's just I think when it comes back, I've retrained my brain so much to accept the small positive things to release like dopamine and stuff that like the first real show where I do really well, I think I might just die. Like I think it might be an overload of adrenaline, and I'm gonna get a boner, and my brain's gonna explode.
Is that how it works?
It is. Oh, it
Not
is.
Anatomy, but
that and your first kill.
The first time you behead somebody with those 6 swords in the background.
Yeah.
It's no longer decoration; it's home defense, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sword. So when y'all do like a Zoom show where you're by yourself and then other people like zoom in.
Yeah.
That's got to be like impossibly hard.
Because
you can't get a feel of the room.
All comics, and we all don't want to laugh at each other.
Yeah, sometimes you'll have like some audience, which will be really good, and it's more so just like you have to find different ways to have fun with it. So it's like I try more new material than normal, and it's kind of fun to try something new, even if you just get 1 or 2 people laughing. It feels more like you're hanging out with people than doing an actual show.
What, you do it to other comics or?
Yeah, because a lot of times it'll be an open mic, so the open mic will be a bunch of comics will sign up. But
okay.
Yeah, and then
Wait,
when
hold on. You said they don't want to laugh at you? Like they don't want to laugh at other comics?
Jake is speaking for himself.
Way to support each other, guys.
Yeah, Jake is speaking for himself if he's talking about the audience is not laughing. I'm not gonna.
Damn. I don't know if they'd be like a quid pro quo thing. It'd be like, hey, you laugh at me, I'll laugh at you. Oh, okay.
No, it depends. Like sometimes they'll laugh, other times if they're distracted. It depends on the night. And then some of the book shows will actually have 5 or 6 audience members, and those are like a little bit better.
Can you hear them if they laugh?
Yeah, if they have
their mics on.
Mics unmuted, you can hear them. Yeah.
Damn.
It's a crapshoot, man. It sucks.
It's definitely depends on the vibe of the room for sure. Like sometimes you go in there and like everyone's like willing to have a good time. Everyone's like fun, want to hang out and chill. And other times everybody's just in their own head,
in the worst mood.
In the worst possible mood. They just got off work, or they got up from a nap, or their wife just screamed at them from the other room because they're doing another Zoom show.
Get the fuck off the computer. You have children.
So what happens normally? Like, let's say this is in, what was it, the before time, in the long ago, when there's actually, civilization. What would you do when you're just, you tell a joke, like you set it up and you tell a joke and it just fucking flat? Like, what do you do?
Looking at me like that, Winston.
You're like, well, it's never happened to me, Jake. What about
I'm letting the guest answer first. I figured you're the guest of the show. I'll let you answer.
I don't know. Well, at this point, like I got to the point where it's just like you just kind of go through like your background material, just figure out what will fit with them. You find out at the end if they laugh at that, you just keep going with that little niche to dig your way back in there. But I mean, most part, if you just bomb a show, it's like it's another bomb show.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. You just bomb. Yeah, if you bomb, I just would sit in a joke and just like, there's sometimes where like something will bomb and it's hilarious that it's not working. So like I'll laugh on stage, like if something bombs really bad, and just comment on how bad it bombed and just dying laughing that this thing I worked so hard on. Especially if it's something that's worked before and the joke works and it's just not, and it's just like, yeah, that's how this is gonna go. I've done enough shows to where like I can tell in the first, I can tell when I walk into a room if the show's gonna be fun or not. You can pick up the vibe and just be like, yep, I can tell that person's gonna be a problem. That lady's gonna talk during the show. That guy's too drunk, he's gonna get mad. And but sometimes when you're bombing, you just kind of have to bomb, and just it sucks. It hurts really bad.
Oh yeah.
Do you normally like open up, or you usually come after? Because it's got to be the hardest to open up, right? Because you're like setting the pace, if you will.
Yeah, it depends, because it's like if you go first and you're good and people are there to pay attention,
Yeah.
it's like the expectations are lower when you go first, because it's just like if you're kind of funny, they're like, oh, you did a good job. Like you open the show, like people are ordering food. It doesn't really matter. The worst is like going at the end of a really long show, because then it doesn't matter how good everyone's done. There's been times where I've headlined and they're like, all right, you're going to go up 8. Everyone's doing 20 minutes before you. And then I need you to do like 30. And so I'm going up at the 2.5 hour mark and have to do 30 minutes. It's just like, yeah, this is going to suck. It doesn't
That's
matter.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no one wants to be here for that long. This sucks. Like I'm on the show getting paid. I do not want to be here for 3 hours.
See, I have been to one stand-up, like one comedy showcase.
Okay.
And it's the same thing almost with like concerts. I'm not a big like concert person. I've only been to like 3 concerts. But the only stand-up show I've ever been to was, what was that, like 6 years ago when Chappelle first came back. And I saw him in Dallas.
It was a good one to see.
That's what it was. I was just like, okay, he hasn't done stand-up. You know, he's been away for like a fucking decade since like Chappelle's show ended. And I'm like, fuck it. He's at the House of Blues in Dallas. I'm like, yeah, if I'm gonna go see one, let's go see Chappelle. And so, yeah, that's one of those. I don't know what it would be like. I just know it would be just terror. You're talking about how do people stream and how to do all that. Like, how the fuck do y'all get up on stage? Like you said, stuff you've planned out. You open everything up. People are just like, fuck, man, fuck this dude. And just standing there, like you said, your soul is just bare to them. And they're like, nah, fuck you, motherfucker.
It's just a drug, man.
Yeah.
Doing really well is I've played sports all throughout high school competitively. Like I've done different performance things. Like having a killer stand-up set, there's nothing in my life that it feels anywhere close to that feeling. It's like a drug. Like it's you feel like you're the smartest, funniest person who's ever lived. And like, especially if you go up and do well, and then someone you don't like bombs after you and you're like, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Dude, watching someone you don't like bomb after you've already gone up and had a good set is just like, yes, this is how it should be.
It's like a validation, because one thing that I like to do, I like to write. And when I left college coaching, I literally quit and spent like about 18 months to 2 years trying to write for TV. And I moved to LA for like a month. Wow. I met with people who staffed writers, people who worked in like Hollywood. And I got kind of big into that. And recently I started to do more of like a prose, like a regular novel. And I actually just posted some of it on this Reddit site. And you were talking about one of the things like you mentioned there about laying it bare. And some people there were just like, man, I read like one paragraph. That shit was boring. Pass. And I'm like, oh God. Yeah. Like, I don't know who these people are, but it's like you did it. And at first people were just hammering it. And I'm like, holy shit, like this feels terrible. And then you get the other ones that people are like, oh no, man, don't listen to them. You know, this is great. And that's something to me though, that's passive though. Like I can put something out there and I have people going at it. And you're like you said, it's laying it bare. But to me, like just being up on that stage and like you said, succeeding in real time is, like you said, that drug is just like, oh my God, it's a validation of my existence.
Yeah.
But to have like the thick skin and to not let the people who are just going to shit on your existence is just something that's just, I don't know, it's just incredible to me.
Yeah. I mean, they hurt my feelings. I mean,
yeah.
like the thick skin is you just have to pretend, because there's times where like there's times where you have like a set and you just go home and you're just like, like what the fuck?
But it's had to have helped you because again, like, so I don't mean to like put you on the spot, but like, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay. So you were because like athletics has really helped. And like, I'm 36. So I, started playing sports like in the late 80s, early mid 90s. And that was right when I think a lot of things really started changing. Like it was the boomer parents and my age that started like the participation ribbons and all of that stuff. But I had hard ass coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, to where it was one of those, you're never going to do right. No matter what you do, Cervantes, give me 10 up downs. Oh, God damn it. And you go to those 10 up downs, come in, get in this. I said a 3/4 stance, not a 4/4 stance. Give me 10 up down. Baseball, holy shit. Like select baseball in the 90s. I remember being afraid of my damn coach. But that hard ass coaching like has helped me with like that criticism. So is that something that's really helped you?
Yeah, I played sports. I probably mid 90s is when I started, and I started playing like soccer when I was like 5, and baseball and shit like that, basketball a lot. And I can't say all my coaches were hard asses. I did better under hard ass coaches.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I'm just someone that's like, when someone's hard on me, I don't quit.
Yeah.
And I'm someone that's just like, if I'm not pushed to do something, I'm gonna do the bare minimum to get by. But when someone's pushing me, and then taking that into stand up, I'm just the hardest person on myself. Just so hard on myself, and just like could have what other, like comics will be like, you had a really good set, and then the whole ride home, I'm just like, that was awful. These are the things I know I can do better.
Hard to take a compliment. Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say that I think that type of sports definitely helped, man. Like that competitive, because I am competitive. Like that's not gone, and stand-up's not really a competitive. It's not a competitive thing because there's enough stage time for everybody. But when I'm on a show, I want everybody to do well. I just want to do better than everybody else. I'm not getting. Look at Jake. I see Jake over there. Jake, you agree?
Yeah,
I see him over there. Like, nah, fuck those motherfuckers.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, Winston saying, like, it still hurts his feelings. Like, I did sports too. I played basketball and golf and like a couple other things. But like, thing for me is like I'm kind of different from other people because like they just talk a lot of shit, but they still get their feelings hurt. I just don't have emotions, I guess. Like people say awful shit to me, and I don't really care at all. Like,
Yeah.
I bomb I say like, oh, well, just another bomb set. It's like it's all statistics in my head. Like that's another bomb one. Don't do that again. We're gonna next time around.
You just put them on the list and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's like I don't ever want to feel like that again. So let's find a way to not feel like that.
I'm just like that's gonna happen again at some point. That's just inevitable. I'm not gonna lie to myself.
What a positive mindset.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things where you have new comics. The best advice any comic can give them is record your sets because you have the polar opposite of that. You have a comic that thinks they did amazing and there's like 0 laughs on their recording, and it's like, well, no, nobody thought it was funny. Like, you're not gonna get better if.
It always astounds me when someone watches their set that doesn't get any laughs. It's like, yeah, I did pretty good this time around. I was like, what do you mean you did well? Like, how did you not just watch yourself? I can't even watch like 5 seconds of me doing well and I'm ready to shut the video off immediately because I'm so embarrassed about what I'm saying on stage.
Well, yeah, it's and you they don't the worst part is that my friend used to do submissions for comedy festivals, and he said that people send in those videos. Like you get piles of those videos that are literally nobody laughing in a Applebee's, and and that's their submission for a comedy festival.
I was about to say, is it actually like an open mic, or are they just some guy doing it, just taking a mic into an Applebee's? Yeah,
well, they'll film like the worst possible open mic, and they'll just put it up because that's all they have. They don't really,
That's even a rule for like most submissions. Like it has to be like at a place you're like given the gig, like a showcase, or like you're opening for somebody. Like it's not just some bar in Richmond and you film yourself. You're having a mental breakdown. It's like I'm going to submit this one.
Dude, I love seeing people's tapes, and it's just like, yeah, you shouldn't show anybody this.
You should take that and burn it.
Yeah, this was bad.
I'm taking this tape to my grave, and you're showing friends and family what's wrong with you.
Yeah, you should. Oh boy. But that just comes. The more you do it, the more used to doing well you get, and you're just like your barometer for what is good changes. So it's just like. There's some stuff that I did my first year that at the time I was like, oh, I'm proud of this. And now I look back at it and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. Who am I kidding? Oh my God.
Well, you grow in your writing too. Like you learn new ways to make tags and stuff like that, which helps a lot too as you get better.
Or you quit and put on a wig and a mask and you get on Twitch.
Boy, that's again just shot across the bow.
That's the two ways. Is you either turn out like Jake or Barry White Hansen.
Yep, there you go.
I feel like that's the two sides of the coin.
One of these days, I'll release the final stand-up set where I went 16 minutes over on accident because I didn't see the light, that was bad.
No one yanked you off the stage.
Well, to be fair, the host was one of the nicest guys in our comedy scene, so like he kind of was like holding the light up, but not enough to where I could see it.
16 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, it
Oh
was
my God.
bad. It's like I looked at the tape and it was like 20 minutes total or something.
Where was
like
it?
That was Castleberg. It
That's
was
right.
the
Oh.
Christmas show like 2-3 years ago, something like
Wait,
that.
you went 16 minutes over a 5-minute stand up?
Oh yeah, it was about
How did
20
you not-
minutes worth of.
You just
That
in the
is,
zone?
is called a tad over.
It's called not doing stand up for like 6 weeks and then being like, man, I got to do a stand up set, and then just being focused on jokes.
That's awesome. That's so long.
And then
Yeah,
I
dude,
just
you gotta
gave up. I
release
was
that.
like, that's just that I have to take the walk of shame now. Like,
Oh my God, dude. No internal clock. That's
no
insane.
internal block at all.
Mine's off too. It's like, I've done all my set. How much time have I done? 5 minutes. How am I supposed to do 15?
Oh, boy.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's a tight 5 there.
Yeah, it is. The tightest.
But I didn't do 35 minutes, I will say. I
That's
still
true.
don't hold the record in Richmond comedy, so.
That's true. Nothing like
35.
nothing like going over your time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
So let's do one or two more topics before we head out.
Yeah, let's do one more. Let's knock this out of the park, fellas.
All right. So as far as there's one thing that's been been discussed lately as far as graphics versus gameplay. People are kind of pushing now for less focus on the graphics and more focus on the gameplay, because they kind of feel like a lot of game devs are kind of choked out as far as like just overworked and stuff like that. And they're like, if they just focus on the gameplay and weren't worried about having these like 8K graphics and stuff like that. What are y'all's thoughts? Do you think, would you be willing to sacrifice graphics for better gameplay, or do you prefer the visual aspect, or?
Visuals are nice, but like if the game sucks, it doesn't matter how it looks. Like no one's going to keep playing it if it's a terrible game.
Yeah. But I mean, then you have games like Minecraft where I don't think either aspect is good, and they still get popular. So there's the counter argument.
That's a least common denominator kind of deal right there. It's like,
Yeah.
Is there an instance of something with? Because again, I'm assuming you're really talking about like AAA games, right?
Well,
really...
like take Fall Guys and Among Us, for example. There are two games that neither of them are like super crazy graphics, but they're massive at the same time.
But those games don't also have any like good longevity. Like they're good to play for a few rounds and you get used to what the feeling is and you just move on to something else. Like
those are party games, where the fun in that game is who you're playing with. Like if you just played those by yourself, you probably wouldn't play too long, but you play them with other people and it's a lot of fun in same ways, like with watching that, like streaming it. No one's like, oh man, I can't wait to see who, I don't even know the terminology, disarms something in Among Us. You play it, for the personalities of the people they're with. But I can't think of a AAA game where you would say, oh, the graphics suck or the graphics aren't that good, but the gameplay is
Stardew
great.
Valley, maybe, like something like that, where it's just kind of like an overtop.
Is that a AAA game though?
Not really, but I mean, I'm just saying as far as like the graphics, it's not really a graphics intensive game, but the gameplay's there, and it's something that you can easily update and upgrade and add on to and stuff.
You also just get more into Nintendo's wheelhouse, man, because it's like most of Nintendo stuff, it doesn't look as good graphically as stuff on the PS4, PS5. You know what I mean? Like they're pretty much fine not having the processing power to do it, but it's like those games are so fun. But I don't want every game to look like a Nintendo game. Like I'm fine if they got shitty or great graphics. I just like when stuff kind of looks different. Like if everything just looked like a retro game, I think it would be boring and shitty. But like every now and then seeing something like that has crazy good graphics or super realistic stuff, it's like, all right, this is pretty cool. This will be like kind of immersive. Like I like having a varied group of like of visual styles and stuff, I guess is the way to say it.
Yeah, I can see that.
But,
so, well, since that was a short topic, game that got you most tilted. What is the game? It could be past or present. Game that got you the most pissed off. Controller throwing rage. What game is it?
ooh. was pissed off. I bet.
Madden 04.
That sounds like it.
Anybody play Madden with Michael Vick?
Yeah, that's Michael Vick on the cover, baby. Of course
Dude,
I played it.
That was one of the first. That was one of the. Oh yeah, Virginia Tech. Yeah.
Oh, of
Yep.
course I played that one, babe. That's
God.
a heavy rotation.
That
Yeah.
was one of the first games that I played like online. And I just remember I was in college. So I was at I was like 2021 when that came out. So that was right before like I really then got into like poker and all that because that was the poker boom. But I was still playing games at that point. And I just remember playing online and just seeing the Falcons and being like, motherfucker, and just breaking controllers.
It was unstoppable.
God, it was fucking annoying.
But
that was the last time. I mean, like that was the last time I can honestly say like controller like slamming. That was probably the last one. Was goddamn Michael Vick and Madden 04.
I've never thrown a controller. I've never gotten to, because my anger manifests as not playing video games for like 3 weeks. It is me putting it down and being like, I don't need this in my life anymore. And it is almost always a platformer where I got to a point I couldn't beat and just being like, fuck this. I'm never playing this game again. And then coming back 3 weeks later, not remembering how to play it at all and being like, I'm not starting this over. Are you kidding me? I'm not starting this bullshit over. And I can't think of it because it hasn't really happened to me since like PlayStation 2. There's definitely some PlayStation 2 games.
Oh yeah.
Just some platformers or some third person games where I got to a point I couldn't beat, took a break from it, came back, forgot how to play, and then was just like, yeah, I'm done with this. I'm over this game. I'm selling it. Go fuck yourself.
It sounds like me in the pachinko level in Super Mario Sunshine. A level that's clearly broken and they will not fix it, even for a re-release.
I love Sunshine.
I think the one game I got the maddest at was in high school. Like it was a flash game. It was like N+. You remember that?
Oh, I remember that game.
Yeah, you play as a ninja. You do wall jumps. You have to collect coins and do all that. It ramps up in difficulty very quickly. I was getting so frustrated because it's built like so you have chunks of levels. So you have 5 levels in a row, and you have to beat all 5 of them in a row. Because if you quit out, you have to do all 5 again. So I was trying to beat this one level to try and beat it, and I was like, I can't get there. I was being so frustrated. I eventually just yelled, "This is bullshit!" and then slammed my keyboard as hard as I could into the desk. Now here's the deal. This was in high school, so of course I played this flash game in the middle of computer lab in high school. So I did this in the middle, and I got sent to Turtles all.
I remember a specific game now, and it's I mentioned it's the first Devil May Cry. It's the first time I said "fuck" in front of my mom. Was playing Devil May Cry as like an 11-year-old, and I can't remember where I got stuck, but I was died like 37 times in a row. Like to the point where you're just like, I'm losing my mind. But games like that's why I refuse to play like any of the Dark Souls games. I have no interest in playing a game that I'm not
those games. Yeah,
I'm not good enough at games to play that. I'm well aware. It's out of my wheelhouse, dude. I can't. That shit would be infuriating.
Well, just seeing you play Fortnite was enough, you know.
Dude, Fortnite's dog shit. I forgot how mad that game made me. Fortnite sucks.
Can that be like one of the shows is just watching Winston go through Undeadburg? That's all he needs. Just go through Undeadburg.
Yeah, we did an hour of Winston playing on my profile that was like level 60 against PC players, and he was using a controller. It was the ultimate disadvantage.
I'd never played before, and I'm just getting this shit.
If someone invades him,
that and playing Smash Bros against somebody that's too good at Smash Bros, they can go fuck themselves. You shouldn't be that good at a game. like go outside. Yep. Please. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, dude. I forgot how mad Fortnite made me. I was furious.
It got to the point where viewers were clipping every time he would get tilted. They would just clip another clip.
I was getting so mad, dude. I didn't throw a controller, but I was getting hot. I was getting like hot under the collar, dude. I couldn't handle it.
I actually just remembered the last time I didn't throw a controller, but you slamming the keyboard reminded me. I was in college and I bet a lot of European soccer. I went from poker and then went to like sports betting. And I'd get home from college and Champions League, which is like when all the European teams and the best teams would get together and they played. It'd always come on like at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So I'd put that on a TV next to me and I played World of Warcraft. And I bet on these games. I'd make sure the game was on so I could watch that, and just do all that. And something happened in the game that I don't know what I did. This was like 13, 14 years ago. Something happened. I just was like, God damn it. I got mad, but I was like, oh, it's not too bad. And then I look over and the team scored like a 95th, 96th minute equalizer.
Oh, man.
And so then I lost like $200 or $300 on that. And I just remember going, God damn it. And like slammed right on the middle of the keyboard. And like these keys just like fly up. It's just cheap ass keyboard. And these keys just fly up all around me. And I'm just like, okay, I really wish somehow that was on a camera. Because then they just start raining down. And I'm like, well, not only are you out like $200 on this goddamn soccer game, you then have to go buy a new fucking keyboard. And so I was like, okay, that's
a whole day shot. That's fucking awesome.
Well, the dumbest thing I ever did with that was when I was teaching, so I had a little bit more money the first go around, 10, 11 years ago, a team missed an extra point. Some random ass college team missed an extra point, like with less than 30 seconds left, that would have hit like a 3-game parlay. So it was one of those, I bet like $50 to win like 300 or 400.
Yeah.
And this extra point gets blocked. And I'm holding my phone, iPhone at the time, whatever it was. And I'm just like, don't. And I just slam it straight into my carpet floor. And I just go, all right. And I grabbed my keys and I was like, I gotta go buy a new one.
Yeah, that's infuriating, dude.
Yeah, but it was one of those, again, it's like, don't slam the phone. Like, it's gonna cost you a couple $100. Don't do it. Don't do it. Fuck it. Boom.
I had to take poker off my phone because it's the angriest that I was getting at my phone was playing poker online and just like having fun, and then just every time the river fucked me, throwing my phone across the room.
When I did that, because my last like 18 months in college, I literally did that. My parents had a home. I just lived in it. All I had to do was make several $100s a month for my own bills.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to get a job and I don't want to ask them for money. So I literally just played online. And then when the underground rooms open up at night, I'd go play in person. And you play so much, especially online, because you see so many hands. Like, you're right. At first, that 2 outer hits on the river and you're going crazy thinking the world's against you. And then eventually, like, it hits and you're just like, oh, fuck. Well, that's the 100th time that's happened. Yeah. And so that's something there you eventually get used to. But at first, that was just the rage of it happening.
Because I was getting to the point and I was just like, you would get fucked on like some like 3% fucking river
the
flip.
one outers.
Yeah, and then you look at what the other person had and you're just like, you shouldn't have even been betting.
Yeah. Again, it happens so much, you're just like, well, yeah,
you were so dumb
happened.
You beat me.
Yeah.
You were
Congratulations.
You were so bad at poker you beat me.
Your gritted teeth. Congratulations. Yeah. Well played.
Like, God damn it.
Yeah, good game. I'm gone now.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. And I was like, it's off my phone. This is making me angry. I was doing it at work.
There you go.
This was the school computer lab. I busted all the keyboard sleeve. Like, I ruined that for him.
Getting a couple games in during lunch, and
no one can play math blasters anymore. I upset so many people.
No Oregon Trail. I got dysentery again. Boom. Slam.
Yeah, dude, getting tilted at like games like that would rule. Minesweeper, throwing your computer out.
Minesweeper. What a weird game to get tilted at.
Solitaire again.
Yeah. Like, Minesweeper literally can't cheat you. Like, you can figure it out if you take your time. You can't get a bad beat.
Mines are. That's the entire game.
They cheated me.
I remember I didn't understand how it was played when I was younger, and I literally thought you just randomly clicked shit and it was a game of luck. And I didn't know what the numbers meant at all. And it's like, oh yeah. Oh, you can put flags down? Okay.
Oh, you can right click.
My game was Final Fantasy VII.
There's a right click.
Believe it or
Final
not.
Fantasy VII tilted you?
Well, because I had never played an RPG before.
What do you mean I can't bring her back to life?
Dead?
No! Just fucking crying. You crying because the love of your life from this video game is dead.
Who am I going to beat off to now?
Because there's a way to bring her back. You just have to run around like this city 7 times in a row and she'll just show up in a
weeb.
But I'd never played an RPG, so I didn't know about leveling up and all that stuff. So literally, I got to the halfway point, and I got tired of battling because turn-based battling and bored me. so I just started running out of every battle for like the second half of the whole game.
Oh, no.
And I get all the way to Sephiroth at the end, and he just wipes the floor with me every time. There's no, like, it doesn't
That
matter
sucks.
what and I was just like, I do not want to play through 2 discs of content again.
Yeah.
And I
fuck
never
that.
finished it, so I don't know
Oh,
what
no.
happened.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a good question. Talking about Tilted's fun. It's fun. Talk about how angry you get playing games.
So
Oh,
yeah,
man.
if you're interested, you can go on the Comics and Consoles YouTube channel, and you can see Winston get tilted at Fortnite for an hour. It is up there and available for your
Yeah,
watching
dude.
pleasure.
I'm watching that right now.
I'm so angry.
Well, this has been a great first podcast. Thanks to our guest for being here. Thank
was
you,
good.
Winston. This was fun. I had a good time.
No, thank you.
We shall do this
Absolutely.
again.
We will do this. We will do this again.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks
Yeah,
for having
Brad,
me.
thanks so much. Jake, thanks so much for coming on. This was great. Comics and Consoles. It's back. Oh my god.
Back.
Yeah.
Feels so good to be back. In a different
Find
Hell
us-
yeah, baby.
Find us on the iTunes. Find us on the YouTubes. Find us on all those.
Yep. Spotify,
Platforms.
YouTube, iTunes, Google Play
Napster.
Music. Yeah, Napster. Go download, dude.
Napster, LimeWire,
Kazaa.
I ruined the family laptop with Kazaa.
A lot of things with Kazaa, mainly some socks.
Yeah. Dude, I just like literally got a virus downloading some shit like a fucking we downloaded an album, got a virus on the album, and it was like, this computer is done. I was like, I gotta go tell my parents, like, hey mom, dad.
I accidentally downloaded the desktop stripper, so it just showed up among the taskbar. Like, who the fuck are you?
Kazaa. Oh,
That's
man.
great. Yeah, LimeWire and Kazaa. That's oh my god. Hilarious. Woo. Well, we'll be back. We'll do this again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Check us out at comicsandconsoles.com. I'll have links to Brett and Jake's links to their Twitters, Twitches,
Hell yeah,
all that
dude.
stuff. And be sure to check it out. We'll follow us on Twitter. We'll announce when the next one's coming up. And we will see you next time on Comics and Consoles.
Hell yeah.
All right. We're off the air. Yep.